Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the daily Tesla report for Friday, December 15th, 2023. On with the charts. I'm going to jump to this chart here rather than backtrack. I could go back a couple of months. I'll go back about 1 month ago when we settled above this descending one-third speed line that rejected a sell signal that had occurred several weeks earlier when we were anticipating the mid 170s. When we closed above this descending one-third speed line, we then that reversed momentum and anticipated this 256.03 to 261.63 region, which we're close to testing right now. Now, if you've been following the Tesla report on a day-by-day basis, you know that there was a day, what was it, Wednesday of this week, where we and I don't even show it on any of the charts here today. We're kind of moving on from that, but we're still monitoring it. There was a channel bottom that held all the lows from a week and a half ago, and we closed below that structure. Actually, it was on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we continued south, but rallied back late in the day and closed back above that structure, which put us back into expecting this area. But there was a spell where we are expecting 1 to 2 weeks bearish continuation, as you're well aware, and that reversed within 24 hours. And so we're back to anticipating this area, and we just might test it today. I mean, yesterday's 253.88 high was just a few points away from this 256.03 meaningful resistance. 256.03, the beginning of a range up to 261.63 that can absorb buying through January. And from here we can fall off. Fall off to where? Well, at this point in time, it would be this combination of rising two-thirds speed line and channel bottom that we find in the mid 210s. And this actually, we can go over this chart right now because we just might test 256.03 to 261.63. And if so, if you got long, a month ago when we had the buy signal, and if you've stayed long, this is an area to take at least some, if not all, profits. And in fact, those of you who like to trade, to swing trade over the course of a number of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, 3 to 5 weeks, this is an area to reverse, to sell the market, whether that means going short Tesla or reaching for 215 or 220 out of the money puts. But this area, I think within 3 to 5 weeks of testing the 256.03 to 61.63 area, the mid 210s and rising in reach within a few weeks of doing so. So as we test this area, you may consider reaching for 215 or 220 out of the money puts that don't expire. I would go at least a month out, maybe a couple of months out, to preserve delta and reduce theta, your time decay element. So 235.25 is a new rising one-third speed line. It is based in part on Thursday's high. And if we do not take that high out, it will remain a valid support level. Is it in reach today? That is a good question. The answer, as far as I'm concerned, is yes, if we break 243.33. So we're in a high volatility framework right now. I do see the 247.28 level is a long-term trend line that can contain intraday weakness and above which 256.03 to 61.63 is likely today. So now I'm talking to day traders only, buying 247.28, selling 56.03, and vice versa. And if we break 247.28, 243.33 is likely today where a daily low can be made, and we could actually bounce off of 243.33 into Monday and rally back to the 56.03 to 61.63 area. Closing, though, today below 243.33 would signal a test, likely Monday, of 235.25. This is a zone that can absorb selling through next week. And from here, we can round back up into the 256.03 to 261.63 area within 3 to 5 days of testing 235.25. We could fill this wedge out for the next week, week and a half before the market tips its hand in the respective direction. But I've been saying for some time how this upper area in the 56.03 to 61.63 area may well contain buying pressures through January. And we can, over the following 2 to 3 weeks, fall back into the 210s. But there's also the possibility that once we test this channel top, that we could fall all the way south to this trend line, which becomes a channel bottom, presently in the very low 180s and dropping. And so, if you're a big picture trader, and you want to sort of trade the full potential rotation to the downside following the test of 256.03 to 261.63, you may play the short side all the way back into the 180s and dropping. That might just mean reaching for a 180 out of the money put that doesn't expire. I would go at least 6 months out on that. I think this is more of a 2 to 3 month play. There's no clarity, there's no certainty that we will fall into the low 180s, but that is what's possible. I will tell you that if we close in the next few weeks below 214.69 or this rising channel bottom, then yes, the low 180s do become our next 2 to 3 week objective. So it is a bit stair step, but if you're following just the channel structure, the channel dynamics, the tendencies, testing 256.03 to 261.63 does allow the market to fall all the way back into the 180s or 170s over the following 2 to 3 months. Now, we don't have a clear target. If we were to, close above this 261.63 area today, and it is possible that we may do it. But what I will say is that we can expect this 274.74 former channel bottom. This is a weekly chart, and we've got 264.37 on the weekly chart. So the weekly numbers and the daily numbers can be different, and we're following the daily numbers right now at 261.63. But 264.37 may contain daily buying pressures. If we do close today above 261.63, I'm going to see that as a buy signal into next week and even longer term. 274.74, our next quick 3 to 5 day target. But I do see this market. I can tell you right now, one of the targets that I would expect if we were to close above this 260s would be this channel top. That would be somewhere up here in the 320s, 340s. We'll be showing you that, next week. But we'll just leave it at that. Let me see if there's anything else that needs to be said. I don't think so. I do think you can play the short side now down to 235.25. Let's say once we test 256.03, you can play the short side over the 3 to 5 day time horizon to 235.25, the 2 to 3 week time horizon down into the mid 210s, and the 2 to 3 month time horizon down into the 180s. It's about as simple as that. And if we close above 261.63 today, I see that as a longer-term buy signal that should play out well into the first quarter. I'm going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. We've got some stock picks you may want to see. You can see them for free because we offer a 5-day free trial up front. You have a great weekend. We'll be back Sunday afternoon with Monday's Tesla.